All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Smart Capital Podcast. We got, I want to say a guest, a frequent guest, back here with us. Let's go ahead and introduce yourself for people who haven't seen previous episodes.
How y'all doing? I'm Antoine Wallace from Fort Pierce, Florida A&M senior.
There it is, man.
And
so
developer.
We all know Antoine's back in the city, man. So he spent his time in Atlanta, which has been a great thing. So tell us a little bit about what you were doing in Atlanta and the experience you got over the summer.
Man, I did a lot of things. I worked on Atlanta City Hall. I controlled the whole renovation, ran all that. They had a whole flooding. I deal with Atlanta public schools, doing renovation on schools, adding security vestibules, and doing brand new roofs, like $3 million projects and up. So that's what I've been working on. And I've been doing, a lot of networking and, a lot of things on the side and doing a lot of projects on my own. For
sure, man. So, one of the things that some people may or may not understand, like what project management is. Can you just kind of briefly explain what is project management and what does a project manager actually do?
So basically what project management is a person within construction who oversees a whole project, whether within the budget, the scope of work, and basically the execution of the whole process. So they find the subs, do the contracts, and the plan to take off and execution with everything. So the project manager keeps the costs down, right. Make sure everything really goes through. That's a person right above with the general contractor.
For sure. So one of the things that people don't realize is that, look, man, we all get a deal, right? Mm-hmm. So we get a deal, we figure out, okay, we're gonna do this. But to actually get that done and to keep it on pace, on budget, and on schedule is not easy.
Exactly.
Right? Because the biggest thing that you run into, especially in the summer, you get rain. I mean, we're dealing with human beings, right? People get sick. People quit. People do bad work. There's a variety of things that can happen.
Things don't come on time.
People don't come on times. You have, delays in supplies.
Exactly.
Right? So you might say, I'm supposed to get these materials. It's different when you're doing like a big old school, and they might not have the shingles. And you can't go to Home Depot and get the shingles.
You gotta wait. You gotta
wait. Right? So, things like that, and just understanding how to overcome continuous adversity.
Exactly.
Right? And so project managers are the thinkers and the problem solvers, right? Because a lot of times, everyone can't do that. That's a gift.
Exactly.
Right? Some people need to just be told, do this.
Right.
And that's fine. It's not saying anyone's better or worse than the other. It's just
a lot of people need direction. So
they need direction, which is fine. It's good to have direction, frankly. Right? So as a project manager, you have to be that person when something goes wrong that you have an answer.
Exactly.
Right? And it actually transitions well into being a general contractor.
Right.
Because most general contractors start off as project managers.
Exactly.
All right. So that's something that you want to think about. So what are some of the things, so outside of just your job, just being in a city like Atlanta, what were some things that you were able to tap in with, people you were able to meet? What's some kind of highlights of being in Atlanta?
Well, man, I was able to connect with actually a lot of developers, a lot of cool people. I met a friend of mine. Her name is Jessica Lewis.
Okay.
So she's a container developer.
Yeah.
She does luxury container developments.
Yep.
So she just recently closed on a deal, 1,060 unit.
Wow.
Luxury apartment condo.
Wow.
That's in Temple, Texas. So y'all check her out on Ship and Living on Instagram. So, and her business is called Mobile Homes, Mobile Enterprise, actually.
Okay.
So, yeah.
A
lot of people like that, a lot of developers building 50, 60-plus houses, doing affordable housing and stuff like that. So, it's a lot of cool people that I met. So, that was fun.
For sure. So, a lot of times I tell people this. I'm like, look, when you go to Atlanta, you're going to meet a lot of people who cap.
True.
Right? There's a lot of scammers, a lot of cap, but there's also people that really get it.
I don't know.
Right? There's people getting it. Now, there's some scammers and some in Atlanta, but there's people that are really getting it. So what you have to do is you have to learn how to get to the real.
Right.
Right? Get past the facade, what they dressed in, and all the cars and all that. Them be the people 9 times out of 10 that don't have nothing. The people that's really with their head down grinding, those people that you want to tap in with.
Right.
Who really,
and those are going to be the people they can show their work.
Exactly. So just like shout out to my dog Kelly and Gene. Shout out to KP and Gene. They always say.
They say in math class. What the teacher say in math class? If you don't bring me this paper, if you don't show your work,
it's wrong.
It's wrong.
Listen, I've been a professor for 14 years.
Yep.
And if they don't show their work, is wrong.
It's wrong. Man.
So that's what I always say, y'all. When you're reaching out to people, and it's very critical right now because a lot of people are looking for an answer, right? They're looking for someone to help push them over the edge. If that person can't show their work, they can't help you.
They can't.
Right?
How they gonna tell you if they haven't done it themselves?
They haven't done it right now.
If they haven't took a loss, if they haven't succeeded. You can't, and it's the thing, especially if they haven't taken a loss, you can't learn from succeeding.
Right. You're gonna have to take some L's, right? And that's the one thing I tell people is ask someone about a time they took a loss.
Exactly.
And how did they bounce back from it?
Right.
How did they overcome it? How did they minimize that loss? Because that's a part of the game.
Exactly.
Right? If someone says I've made money on every single deal, run. There's something that has to go wrong.
Exactly.
Right? If you've done a lot of deals, something's going to go wrong somewhere along the way.
Always,
right?
It's part of the game.
It's a part of the game. I mean, it's a tough business. I mean, real estate is not easy. That's why you can make a lot of any business where you can make a lot of money. Guess what you could also do?
You lose a lot of money. It's risk.
Right. It's just the element of risk. Right. So one of the things I really want to encourage people to do is that when you're looking for a mentor, ask them to show their work.
Right.
Right. And ask other solidified people to vouch for them.
Exactly.
Right?
They can't vouch for them.
You know what I'm saying? So hey. I tell someone, there's so many people who meet me because someone else told them about me, not because of me.
Literally.
Right?
How many times I get a phone call and I don't know who this is, but somebody referred me to you do project management.
Exactly, bro. I mean, so if other people aren't referring you, if other people won't vouch for you, if you just some random person like Joe the house flipper, like who you know, if nobody can like verify and solidify what you've done, just stay away from that, right? Exactly. You're just gonna get people
have to know you. This is a relationship based game.
You cannot be a big time real estate investor and not know tons of people.
Right.
You got to know a bunch of contractors, a bunch of realtors, a bunch
of lenders.
If you don't know if a bunch of people who don't know you and can't solidify you, there's no way you could have been successful in real estate. It's just not possible. Exactly. Right. So make sure that you verify that. I would say another thing is just sit down and talk to them, right? And see, can they say anything outside of just the buzzwords?
Right.
Right. Generational wealth. Like they just keep saying the continuous buzzwords over and over, but they can't really dive much deeper.
Exactly.
They're probably not there.
A lot of times I do, when I network with people, I go out to eat with them.
Yeah.
You can learn a lot when you go out to eat with somebody. You can go to coffee, you go to lunch. It's a lot that you can learn from somebody, their whole story, really.
Absolutely.
So that's how you honestly also vet yourself.
And I always tell people this, right? And this is something that I learned from my grandparents. They say, there's a reason God knows what he's doing, right? Mm-hmm. So what did God give you? He gave you 2 eyes and 2 ears, but he only gave you what? One mouth. So you should be listening and looking more than you're talking.
Exactly.
So when you're looking for someone, you need to be listening and looking more and listening, right? So you need to be a listener, right? And that's what's going to lead you to the right people. So obviously, I obviously have a mentorship program that I work with people. We're getting ready to open it back up pretty soon. We're actually launching a mentorship program for college students.
Yes, sir.
Right? We're going to build a community. Listen, I don't know if they're ready for that. I don't know if I should have said that. We might have to cut that part out. Listen. But long story short, when we drop that, we're going to create over 1,000 millionaires. That's our goal.
That's our goal.
I want people to graduate college and within 5 years be millionaires.
Right.
And we can do that if we're focused and if we're serious and if we like, look, we're not gonna waste our 20s playing around.
Right.
We're gonna get in our bag and then we're gonna play around later. Exactly. But at some point we have to get in that bag, right? So these are things that we're looking to do and things that we have receipts. So tomorrow, me and Vet are gonna go around to at least probably 10 houses that we've done, and you can go on leonpa.org and you see either my name or one of my business names.
Exactly.
It's stamped. You know what I'm saying? There's no question about showing my work.
The paper don't lie.
It don't lie. It's
every black time. And white for a reason.
It's there every time. You could ask any of the title agencies. You could ask Wells Fargo. You could ask whoever.
Exactly.
It's there.
The check clear.
It's all there. So long story short, but anyways, and just saying that not to make light of anybody and not to downplay anyone, because people can teach you. Like, you don't have to have done this for 20 years, 30 years. I mean, there's people who are just starting out. Just be real about where you are.
Exactly.
If you're just starting, cool. You just starting, that's fine. You can still help somebody because you know more than other people who don't know nothing.
Exactly.
So you still can help someone. It's just don't cap. Don't come on here and say you've done all this and you haven't done it.
Right. Experience counts for something, no matter what it is.
Experience certainly counts, and I would also encourage a lot of people to consider joining, if you're getting in real estate, right? Join another mentorship program. Learn from someone more experienced for you. I'm in 2 mentorship programs.
Right.
right? I have no shame in saying that. I did my MBA in real estate.
Right.
So I've learned from people before me plus my experience.
Exactly.
Right? So there's no shame in taking other classes. There's no shame in learning new materials. There's no shame in going to conferences because you should be continuously trying to get better. Because just your experience alone is great, but you also need the experience of others because that's what's going to allow you to be the best mentor you possibly can be.
Right. Being a student is always better than being a master.
Exactly. Be a student of the
You're
game.
always picking up game. Be a student of the game.
Student of the game, new markets, new opportunities. There's just so many things that we never thought about, right? So
Exactly.
these are things I want to really encourage you guys, man. So again, Vet is back in the city.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be launching a couple events. Our first event is going to be at Sharky's on September 5th. So Thursday, September 5th from 6 to 8 at Sharky's. We're going to be doing a real estate networking event.
Yes, sir.
So get ready, come out. We're going to maybe shoot a little pool once we get done.
We're
going to talk about our main theme, right? Now, again, we might have to cut this out. We have a banker coming in with 20 years of experience.
Okay.
Right? Who's going to show you how to get the money to flip your first deal. Right? We're not bringing in no scammers, no people teaching you how to scam and make fake social security numbers.
Exactly.
We bring in people out who work at the bank.
Exactly.
Who approve and disapprove loans every day.
Right.
In wealth management, they've seen it all, right? He's going to give great tips on how to prepare yourself so you can get business funding.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a completely free event. All you got to do is RSVP. So it's Thursday, September 5th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Sharky's. Get ready, and it's going down.
Let's do it.
So tell them, before we leave, how can they find you?
Hey, you can find me on Instagram at _VetMode. You can find my business Instagram at VetAcQ.
Yes, sir.
We locked in.
So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode.